And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Fire Group Cup number 6, Group A. And we have a treat for you. I was ready. I was excited to jump into a ZvZ, but it is anything but. We have avoided the rematchup in more ways than one. Here we go. It's going to be a ZVP instead. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the purple Zerg player. Ooh, the purple Zerg. It is GgMaChine, the young prodigy himself. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Protoss. He's now playing his main race. He has cast aside the off race that is his Zerg, and he's now embracing his main race. It is the blue Protoss. It is YoungYakov. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck, as this is a best of 2. And there are 3 options, either a 2-0 in either direction or a 1-1 score. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what to predict. Pull first, by the way. I have no idea what to predict because I have actually never seen YoungYakov's Protoss before. He is joining one of the plethora of players that have been playing Protoss instead of their main races to avoid mirror matchups. It has been a very trendy thing to do. As of late, of course, we had the stock standard, Clem playing Protoss, Rainer playing Protoss, but in more recent times, we've had Oliveira playing Protoss before his retirement. We even had Dark playing Protoss yesterday. Actually, all week Dark has been playing Protoss as well. A lot of Protoss, Fabi, and YoungYakov doing the same. Let's go. We are here. It is time to Protoss it up, and yeah, I don't really know how he scales. Like, I don't really know how he compares to GgMaChine. I wanna say that I would have favored GgMaChine in this matchup, but I can't say that with full certainty. Oh boy. As he does move out with those initial lings. Let's move out across the map. Back at home, YoungYakov setting up. That's a second Cybercore. Okay, he's walling off. He's buying time for the Adept. Sorry, I was just a little bit perplexed. But I need to have faith. I need to have faith here. As again, just buying time. We should be forcing a cancel. There it is. There's a cancel. Lings, they do flood in though. Uh-oh. Lings, they have arrived. Adept makes it out, but Lings, they bust into the mineral line. Probes are going to be going down. Or are they? How good is the drone drilling? The probe drilling here of YoungYakov. 1 probe goes down. 2 probes even. 2 workers. Oh, the surround! Oh my god. Whew. Almost gets the surround. Stargate opener here by YoungYakov. So far, shaving off the Ling. Does shave off the Ling. Forcing GgMaChine back. And he should be cleaned up. Should be cleaned up here. Behind this third base now being taken by GgMaChine. Going for the probe. Doesn't get it. Yakov holds. Yakov, he does hold. And with this, he can go into a standard opener, into Oracle, into a third base. Into our standard setup. Meanwhile, GgMaChine, what do we have going on? So far, nothing too crazy. Hasn't pulled back. He hasn't pulled back into gas. Droning up his bases, saturating his natural, settling in. Here we go. As we settle into our bases. And I'm curious to see how YoungYakov does play this out. Is he going to go into a standard game into +1 and blink? I mean, most players that do off races Protoss do embrace just standard play. Standard openers at least. They don't really mix it up too much. In the mid game, that's where they can turn into animals and go into charge-based follow-ups, or they can go into like 8-gate all-ins. Some of them enjoy just rushing into Skytoss. That is an earlier Twilight Council. An earlier Twilight Council. Does he throw down a gateway or a forge as he's on patrol? Oracle dips in, +1 melee on the way. Oracle is deflected. So far, GgMaChine is holding his own. Hasn't had any losses here, and there is no forge. Are we going to Glaives? Are we going for Glaives or early blink? What's it going to be? Glaives would be to be more aggressive, more assertive. Early blink to be ready here for an all-in. Speaking of, that's an early Baneling Nest. We're going for a Bane Bust. I'm feeling a Bane Bust here. Early blink is the answer for YoungYakov. Oh, the surround! Head F's not quite in position. Lings, they get a full surround. They get 1, they get 2. They get all 3 adepts. 3 adepts do fall. Hatchery under fire as well. Oracles, they will clean this up. And they force GgMaChine back. Force him back home. More gateways on the way. This is going to be a... Jesus, this is going to be a 6-gate setup. And I'm curious if we see 2 more. Is this the beginning of an 8-gate 3-base all-in? Meanwhile, Bathing Nest is done, but the GgMaChine, he's not making links. He's droning. That's a cool to cancel. GgMaChine, he's droning up, taking gases, taking up into the lair, taking up into Hydras. So GgMaChine is going for a longer game state. This Bathing Nest would have been ready for Adepts, but alas, there are none. And where do we go from here? What's the plan? Oh. We shall see. As we can see, GgMaChine is making 20 more links, plus 2 melees on the way. No tech yet, but he has the gas for it. There it is, there's that Hydra then. Getting to Lingbane Hydra. YoungYakov moving out. Moving out with a hefty army. Catching out the Banelings. We'll shut them down. And YoungYakov takes gases. Okay, this is the answer here. He's taking gases, which means he's taking up in towards either Storm or Colossus. Taking up even further. Meanwhile, shout out to Tater Tutor in the chat for the gifted subs. Oh my god, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift. To Pi, actually. Oh my god, the biggest Bassos fan out there. Big shout out to Pi. Lovely person. Was able to interact with them earlier this year. Pi, big Bassos fan, and does drop by every now and then. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Ooh, as Banelings are called out. Yakov does race back, setting up another stasis. I think it might just be triggered too prematurely. Ooh, Banelings, they do break out. Oh, they try to. Yakov does activate the beams, shuts down the Banelings, forces back the Lings. Across the map, he's going to try to commit, but Hydra's have arrived. The base goes down. Massive pickoff. Takes down the expansion. The stasis traps. Oh my god, once again. Catching at the Lings. GgMaChine is trying to hold on. Is trying. Massing on more Ling Hydra. Yakov focusing on catching out those things. Nope, pulling back completely. Does retreat. Respects the army. Another stasis. They just keep popping off. But doesn't quite try to punish this army. Instead, Yakov, he backs off, gets a 4th base, and he is taking into Storm. As we mentioned, seeing the gas guys was the tell that he was going to be taking up even further. We have the answer, of course, into Storm, into High Templar, into Archons. Is building up towards a longer game state. And again, as I mentioned before, like this is usually where a lot of players that off-race do thrive. They're not afraid to get into the mid-game or late game to have fun with Storm and have fun with Skytoss. They enjoy it. I don't blame them. As that is 30 Banelings. Oh my god. 30 Banelings on the way. Ling's trying to force a cancel. And we'll see if YoungYakov can make it to Storm. Storm a couple of seconds away. Is about to finish. GgMaChine moving in. There we go. Bailing speed does complete. Shows their Storms. Good connections. Very nice connections. They shut down the Banelings. Yakov moving forward. Oof. Storm once again zoning away. And I'm not much more concerned for GgMaChine. Now he's droning. Infestation, late tech for the Zerg. He was intending to end the game then and there. And wasn't able to. You can see here 17 drones in production. And there are still more Storms available. Oof. Storms, they pop up. Banelings once again making their way towards the mineral line. This time they get in. No reaction, no response. Oof. Probes go down. 18 workers, 920. 20 probe kills. YoungYakov not paying attention for one moment. That was the moment that GgMaChine needed. The machine. He needed that moment. Catching up the army. Knocking down the zealots. Yakov moving out. As Machine is getting ready for another run by, another bailing setup. Meanwhile, Invisible's done. Lurker Dent's on the way. Hive is on the way. Still in production though. Spain is rolling once again. And once again, no reaction to 11 more probe kills. Storms a zone, no major connections. And YoungYakov, he's that much more committed. He needs to deal critical damage. Bailings, they just keep rolling in. We attempt this around. At Templar, they survive. Storms on the Hydras, massive connections. 12 probe kills. Probes are falling. YoungYakov, he's all in. At Templar gets caught out. And I think that's the final storm. The final storm for Yakov. Now it's only the Archon. Now it's only Stalkers. Another Archon morphing in. Reinforcements have arrived. There's the NG overcharge. There's another storm. But Yakov needs more damage. He's been trading, that is true, but lurkers are on the way, and he has no answer. This is not the army here to dive into a lurker line. It's not going to happen. Lings, they hit the fourth. Lurkers reposition. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for GgMaChine. As he's got +3 attack on the way. He's got lurker range on the way. He has an economy. He has production. I can't say the same for YoungYakov. Zealots peel off. They run into Hydras. Yakov trying to rotate. GgMaChine, he takes note. Does take notice. Storm zones. Lings into the mid-line. More probes going down. Okay, more damage done. 13 probe kills. I mean, Yakov barely has any works to begin with. It's like just forcing the all-in even more. And we're just waiting to commit, waiting for that moment. Here comes a surround, attempted surround even. High Templar do fall. Lings, they collapse on the Archons. He gets one. There's one Archon left. And just purely Blink Stalker from here. And GgMaChine, he has done it. He has done it. There were some rough moments, not gonna lie. There were some very nice storms. And stasis traps. Still more storms available. Oh my god, the storms, they continue. That's Revelation. And GgMaChine dives in. Oof. And this is his one chance. Takes down most of the lurkers. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Okay. I see you. Has no detection, unfortunately. He has no observer. No observer. No oracle. He needs some way to deal with these lurkers. 5 lurkers morphing in. Lings, they come in for a surround. The High Templar, they're exposed. Yeah, High Templar, they do full. Force them morph into Archons once again. Lings, they clean up, and it looks like GgMaChine again. He has done it. We'll lose bases. We'll lose drones. But 0 detection. What do you do against the lunkers? There's nothing. GG gets called, and GgMaChine, he takes game number 1. Whew. Oh my god. GG. A very clutch game. It does take it though. Honestly, I'm impressed. I'm impressed by YoungYakov's Protoss. I do think he had some very nice moments. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite able to keep up with the Ling run-bys. More importantly, the Baneling run-bys. The Baneling run-bys did catch him off guard. I want to say like 3 times in a row. Like 3 times in a row. Mineral line after mineral line after mineral line. They just kept going down. And it allowed GgMaChine to gain control and to force the all-in. To force the all-in from YoungYakov. And the question becomes, is Yakov going to commit to Protoss or does he switch to Zerg? I'm hoping he commits. I'm hoping he does commit. Yeah, let's go. Yakov, he shows no fear. I mean, it was a close game, so he should be feeling pretty confident, or at least pretty confident that he can take it here. It was not one-sided. We're getting into Ultra Love for game number 2. And again, Yakov, no fear, pappy. He commits to the Protoss. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the purple Zerg player. We have the purple Zerg, who representing himself, leading the series 1-0. It is GgMaChine. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. He's playing his main race. It is YoungYakov. Here we go. As Yakov moves out. GgMaChine settling in, setting up for a hatch gas pool. Oh, yo, we have the light bulb. Let's go. We have the light. Do love to see it. And so far this time, going to be a hatch gas pool. Sorry, my apologies. I was a little bit distracted. But now we can focus in. We can dial in here. And again, GgMaChine able to take a lead in the series. Again, I was definitely impressed by YoungYakov, his ability to get into the mid game and get into that kind of composition. But at the end of the day, the attention. The attention was the issue here. The attention span of YoungYakov was spread thin due to the run buys, the counterattacks. That is where GgMaChine did thrive. That's where he did excel over YoungYakov. Now, I'm sure he's aware, and we'll see how he responds. Most likely SimCity, really just SimCity to wall off locations to make it more difficult for Banelings to really get in. Site defense as well, maybe some station traps constantly being set up. There are definitely ways to mitigate that and to make up for, you know, your otherwise lack of attention span to keep up with the non-stop run-bys and counterattacks. It is possible. We'll see though. Potentially YoungYakov might take a different approach and might take a more aggressive approach instead. It is possible. We'll see. So now it is going to be committing. Does commit to the shade. Threatens the mineral lines. Threatening for the time being, getting a drone kill. Yeah, just the one drone going down so far. Outside of that, behind this, it's going to be a Stargate opening into Oracle. GgMaChine allowing the spore to finish. Going to be one spore here in the natural. Queens are massing up as well to defend the mineral lines, to protect the bases, and to make sure that everything is safe and sound. Here we go. Yakov moves out to expand, getting the third. Taking the third base. Getting it set up. And do we once again take up into a Twilight Council and Forge? Do we work towards a Blink? What do we get into? GgMaChine back at him, going for the Evo Chamber, +1. +1 is going to be on the way. Into +1 melee, into Lings, into Hydras most likely. Similar setup here, just Ling Hydra into Ultras is what we're expecting from GgMaChine. Really, my eyes are on YoungYakov to see how he does mix it up. Oh, as the Oracle does not quite get a drone. Quick morph-ins. Oh, there we go. One drone goes down. Just the one. And once again, no Forge. So delayed Forge by YoungYakov, faster Blink. Same opener we saw in Game 1. So just really fast Blink and delayed upgrades. It does mean that YoungYakov can be active early on and can move out. Speaking of, he is. He's going to be moving out across the map. Lings, they engage, the collapse on the army. Picking up some adepts, catching out some stalkers. Very nice because Blink is not ready. And another stalker gets caught out. YoungYakov just a little bit too, a little bit too excited. A little bit too cavalier, being out here ahead of time. He really just couldn't be active, not like that. Bleeding out a lot of units early on. And behind this GgMaChine, just getting in the base. Getting a fourth base, droning. Hydra Den is on the way, as we mentioned. Again, Lings into Hydras. Does reinforce with 20 more Lings. And once again, is headed towards that expansion. Blink is still not done. We'll take a stace to the face. I start stepping with the Oracles, picking up more Lings. Forcing GgMaChine back. Things are being active. Fourth base on the way. YoungYakov actually being more defensive here. Blink is finally finishing up, so now YoungYakov can be safely more active, as he has that defensive mechanic. Oracles, they catch a queen. Do pick up a queen. Remember, Blink is done. Does get away. More soldiers are amassing with a surround. The Lings, they collapse on the army. They take down, what, 3, 4 stalkers. The Oracles, they just go to town on the Lings, though. Still a better trade for GgMaChine, trading out minerals for gas. Does trade well. So you see GgMaChine once again just keeping tabs here on the army. And as opposed to the previous game, yes, there are a lot of gateways, a lot of stalkers to be active, but we're still getting a fourth base, getting it saturated. Bit of a slower approach this time from YoungYakov. Much slower approach. GgMaChine trying to catch him out. Oh, trying to, I should say. Does get a couple of stalkers. A couple of stalkers go down, and throughout this entire time, GgMaChine droning up, teching as well. Here comes the Hive, here comes the Lurker Den. Both players taking up towards a 4-base economy and working towards a greater kind of army here. I believe there's no Storm though. Yeah, no Storm. Just a gateway composition for YoungYakov. And I'm a little bit concerned for him here because Lurkers are going to be online momentarily, and there's still no good answer for them. There's no Temple Archives. Not yet. No splash damage, whether it's a Robo and Colossus or Temple Archives for Storm. We need something. If not, YoungYakov is just going to be outscaled. Like, this army that he's working with has a bit of an expiration date. For now, it's fine, because there's no Lurkers, but once they start morphing in, we need something else. But now the Hydras are exposed. Okay. Not about engaged, but Lings are coming in. Yakov falls away. Lings, they attempt to run by. They do hit the fourth. Stalkers are gaining ground. Stalkers are gaining ground. Hiding back. Charge, let's say commit. Baits out the stage traps. No major connections. There's still 3 more sorry, 2 more, yeah, 3, 4 by the stasis traps. They just keep going. I was like, oh, there's still like 1 more behind this. Number 2, 3, 4. Stasis traps for days. Lurkers are morphing in. Does force half of them to be cancelled at least. But for the most part, GgMaChine is holding his own. And again, this is such a late Temple Archives. The tech is so late. going to be collapsing forward. Lurkers morphing in. GgMaChine is going to commit. Oh. Blurring those lurkers. And again, there's no immortals, there's no high-tech units, it's just Stalker. And how do we fight this? I mean, nice detection, revelation on the lurkers. Some of them are exposed. Lurkers are going down. At least some of them are. But there's no observer. Oh no, two of them. He can't see. He cannot see. He gets shut down. Stalkers are falling left and right, and GgMaChine is stumbling out of control. He's doing it. He's pushing in. Send that backy. Duh. And unfortunately, YoungYakov, he got stuck on Stalkers too long. He got stuck on Stalkers for far too long. Never got into anything else. And once the lurkers arrive, I mean, there is no answer. Revelations, they help somewhat here, and some of the lurkers are focused. While the others, they just keep pushing. They just keep pushing in. He's a machine. And he's looking for the GG. The lurkers are going to be cleaned up. Just barely one survives. Reinforcements rallying across the map. GG gets called, and GgMaChine will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. Well, I say next round. Leading into round 5. GG. GG. I feel like the letters GG have lost all meaning. Not gonna lie. But he will take the 2-0 here, showing and proving that, you know, YoungYakov's Protoss is good, but you know, to embrace Protoss here against GgMaChine, clearly not quite up to snuff, not quite up to par. Regardless, I do believe that YoungYakov's standing is good enough for him to take a loss here and still make it out of the groups. I hope so. It'll be kind of awkward if we find out that might cost him placement in the group. We'll see. We shall see as this leads us into the rest of the brackets.